The Psi Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, Inc., in partnership with the Boston Pearl Foundation, will present 10 dynamic young women to society during its annual Debutante's Ball on June 2nd. The event's also the culmination of a 6-month youth development program. To tell us about the experience are one of the debutantes, Campbell, and the chapter's president, Kathy Lucas. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
I want to start with Kathy. You yourself are a former debutante, and your mother was. Explain this continuity.
So the debutante program is one of those things that's traditional for our community in regards to introducing our young ladies into society. So many of the debutantes will have a history of their parents or their aunties or cousins or someone who's gone through this process. And so it's rich in history, and this is why you'll find in a lot of families that someone has already done it.
Kennedy, what about you? Are you a descendant, or was this a totally new experience for you?
Actually, this was a totally new experience for me personally. My mom didn't do it, and my grandma didn't do it. So I just wanted to do it because I thought it would be really helpful for me to grow as a person with learning everything that I've learned, all the etiquette classes and all the financial aid classes and everything that I've learned. So, yeah.
Kathy, what about the mix here? Because this is not just about going to a dance and being polite. What else goes on?
Right, so it's a 6-month program. We do a lot of stuff around education. So some of the education will be about finance. The young ladies are going to college, so we teach them skills to manage their money, not get credit cards and go a little crazy once they get on campus. We teach them things about leadership and also, you know, as Kennedy mentioned, etiquette. Sometimes they'll be going to dinners, and we want to make sure that they're capable of having great conversation at dinner and also just utilizing the right tools for the meal. So, it could be something as serious as intimacy and owning your own body and person, to something as fun as just how to go out there and engage others through dance.
Julie, I guess another way to put this is that you must have learned some things that you wouldn't just learn from your parents and going to high school. Give me an example.
Well, I learned about financial aid and stuff throughout college and everything. And I talked to a graduate from college, and she talked about how loans affected her life after college and how getting scholarships will really benefit you for college, and it will help you a lot in your life after college, and I wouldn't have known that.
What about your plans in college? What do you see yourself doing?
I want to major in musical theater and minor in biology.
All right. Going back to Kathy, as far as skills that people use down the line, and people might say, well, this is a nice event, but does it mean anything afterwards, really?
Yeah, because, one of our chairmen of this year's program is a former Deb. So a lot of times the young ladies that go through the program come back and pay it forward. So they'll be sometimes the presenters at the workshops for the students. They also participate in doing a lot of the community service with the young ladies. So it's not something that you do and you never turn back. I think it's also something that once they've done it, it's something that they share with their little sisters or with their daughters when they get to that age.
Kennedy, what about even just sharing it with the people you were going through this experience with at the same time, other young ladies your age? What was that like for you?
Well, I made a lot of new friends, and most of my friends were already doing it, but the people who I didn't know, I met them and really got to know them. And we've attended events together, like plays, and my friend has written a play and I've actually been in it. So I really got a lot of new experiences from that.
I have to ask you about the ball itself. What's so special about it?
I think it's just a way for the families to acknowledge that their children are growing up and moving out into the world, and it's just like passing on the baton, as in a way of saying.
That you're in charge of yourself now.
Yep.
All right. Kathy, what was it like for you? I mean, you're wearing the pearls here because you have to explain what the significance of those are.
Yeah, so during the debutante season, we have the debutante tea that comes prior to the actual ball. And during the tea, we gather, and the young ladies, the debutantes, get their first set of pearls from their mom, and it's called the passing of the pearls. And it's rich in history and tradition, and it's very symbolic because it's a lovely piece of jewelry, and there's the opportunity for the young ladies to share with their mom, their gratitude for bringing them this far. And then when we get to the ball, we have the releasing of the roses, which means the girls are gone. They're getting ready to go off into society, which means most of them are going off to college. They're getting scholarships. So part of the debutante season, they're raising funds, and the funds go to support their college education. Plus, we also give out scholarships to other students. So this year we'll be giving out $20,000 in scholarships to not only our debutantes, but other Boston students who've applied for these.
And we should mention, this must be money coming from members of the sorority, right?
Right, so it's coming from members of the sorority, friends and families of the debutantes. We do have some sponsors. Converse is a sponsor for us. We have a lot of people engaged in the success, which really goes to their education. So we get a lot of people that are engaged to making this event happen.
Kelly, what was that like for you, getting your mother involved in this sort of transfer? Yeah.
Well, she was very emotional because she was like, "You're growing up." And especially with her handing me the pearls, it was very emotional for her because she was like, "I'm going to miss you when you go away to college. And I'm you're growing up and becoming an adult now and a young woman." So it was very emotional for her. And my grandpa was there, and I got to dance with him, I really liked that personally. It was nice.
And there's no other way to do it except by becoming a debutante. Kathy, finally, this is a program that's available, including for young ladies in Boston too, right?
Right. So we have the application process is always on our website, and we bring in students from Boston and also some of the surrounding cities around Boston. We're Boston Pearl Foundation. So we've got a couple of girls from Boston Latin in this year. We have girls from the local schools. So there's no barriers for being a part of this process.
And finally, people want some more information, you've got a place online where they can find that?
Yep, they can go to bostonpearlfoundation.org.
Thank you both very much, Kathy Lucas and Kennedy Campbell.